everybody how you got started. I know you were telling a little bit. I want to start from the beginning. Tell everybody how you got started in being a trainer and what made you decide to go into being a trainer.
So I started in 2006, and I was by myself for a couple years. And then I asked one of my buddies if he wanted to be a part of it. He joined. Then a couple years, probably like a year or two later, I asked my youngest brother, Chris Gibson, if he could come out and help me. And during this time, I mean, it was during those years, man. It was definitely rough. Like, starting out in the basement and not having all the fancy equipment or not having all the space. It was just one of those things. I always had a passion to help people. I always wanted to be successful. Like, I think I take more joy in seeing people around me achieve their goals than seeing myself achieve goals. I don't know. It's always been that way. I've always grew up that way. So, so just coming up, I mean, you had your rough times or whatever it may be. I'm sure a lot of people on this chat can talk about that. They can talk about, whether we were in the basement or whether we were in the 1,000 square foot building and it got packed at times. But I mean, one thing we pride ourselves on at GPT is being a family. And where at times either your cousins came over or I don't know, you might have had to live with your cousins or live with your grandmother, and it's packed over there. You guys made room. Whether it's like sleeping in a bed and there's four of y'all, but y'all sleeping head to toe, y'all made it work. Like it wasn't too much complaining. Y'all just made it work. And I'm so appreciative and so blessed to have the type of people that came to those doors, that came to my mom's house, and they didn't complain. Like they just came in to work. I sat and I watched Ramon in the interview you had with him yesterday, and just listening to a lot of the stuff, it was almost like listening to myself speak. But I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, man. Like when you're around people so much, you tend to adapt like some of the habits that they have. And like knowing Ramon, like I talk to Ramon pretty often. Like, so whether it's a kid that I think he need to look at, or whether Ramon is looking at guys, because Ramon is a part of that GPT family. So even though he's down in Florida right now, he's still keeping in touch. He's still he's still watching the social media. He's still keeping up with the guys. So there's a lot of times where he might hit me up and say, "Hey, coach, I was watching so and so play. You might want to get in their ear about this or get in their ear about that." So I'm appreciative of those type of people, man, and people that do those things. And when Ramon comes to the gym, when he see the guys, whether he's seen them yesterday or whether it's been years or whether he don't even know them, the fact that they are part of that GPT family, he would always come over and say something. And that's with anybody that's in GPT. They all know, man, like we all looking out for each other, and we want to see everyone be successful. So that's just the way we do it.
That's outstanding, man. I want to take my hat off to salute yourself and Coach Lees as well. We had him on yesterday, so he is part of that family, and I appreciate that. When I got an opportunity to interview you guys a couple of years ago, I know you were big on that. Also, we talked a little bit about your background. I actually had a coach on, Coach Smith. I'm not sure if you guys know each other. It's a small world. He's a Villanova guy as well, so I know you had some Villanova background. Can you tell everybody about your background a little bit and what you were doing before you became a trainer?
Yeah, so before I became a trainer, I attended Villanova University, where I played running back and played kickoff returner. So I did that. I went to school. I graduated with a bachelor's in communication and a minor in sociology.
Congratulations.
But Coach Smith got there after I left, a couple years after I left. But I mean, it's always love. Anytime you're part of that university or spend time there, it's a bond that you guys share. And to be honest, I mean, Coach Smith is an African American coach, and I was an African American player. So, and to be on be on a campus where it's majority Caucasian, um, to make it there. And like with Coach Smith coming, being in the coaching ranks and being a black coach, I think we all know like the story about being a black college coach, about the chances that you get, about about the obstacles that you face, and that's whether you're being a coach or whether you're just out here in this world. Being a black man can definitely be tough at times.
I agree. All right. Well, I got always love for Nova. I'm a Philly guy, so I always want to give a shout out to Nova any chance I get. Also want to talk to you about this DMV area. Always has an abundance of talent. I'm sure you get a chance to check it out. You work with an array of different athletes. I've been checking out your page, following you as well for a few years now. Can you tell us about this being in the DMV and what it means to you to give back, as they say? Because you're actually right here in Capitol Heights, so you're right in the PG County area. Can you tell us a little bit about the DMV area and what it means to you to work with some of the athletes here in this area?
Well, like with the DMV, man, I just think we all kind of, of course, we all kind of share a lot of the upbringing experiences. But I just think it's one of those things like our obstacles or the things that we go through. I think those are the things that brings us together. Those are the things that makes us want to help each other. Those are the things that is the reason why we want to see each other succeed, because we know what each other is going through. And I'm sure most people can attest, like growing up in PG County or just being close in the DMV area. I'm pretty sure, like, if people had to do things over, or if people could tell you, hey, like, when I was growing up, I didn't have a train. I wish I had a train. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I'm pretty sure everybody's stories would kind of be the same. So whether it's a kid that walks through my door that has the money, you might find an adult that's willing to pay for a kid, and might not have any ties to the kid, but it's just the fact that, hey, you got a kid that's willing to come in and work hard every day, and they got good grades, and they don't want to see them fall by the wayside, and they might be a little well off where they can help, and donate some money, and they are willing to do that. A lot of times, probably majority of the time, they don't want no recognition. They don't even want it to be known that they chipped in. They don't want the kids to know that they're the ones that chipped in. So, like I said, man, I've been blessed, man. Like, I've been blessed to work with some great people. It's not just about the athletes that walk through there and the success stories that they have, because it's so many other success stories outside of that playing field that I think I take the most joy in. So like for instance, just before I called in, man, I spoke to my sisters, Tori and Kim, and I think we take pride on getting on each other's nerves. So whether it's a workout, or whether it's just calling just to check up on each